guys, welcome back to my shop. This is an episode I wasn't actually planning on doing. I'm working on another project. I'm in the middle of doing the drill press table, which you guys have probably already seen. But I wanted to go trim the edges flush using my router and my router table. And I'm having problems with my Triton router. The handle's all a mess. I can't get it to go up and down. I pulled it out recently to use on a project, and I didn't really have an issue with it. Put it back on the table, and when I went to go use it today, I had a whole bunch of problems. So I'm going to bring you in closer. I think we're going to have to go ahead and disassemble this. I don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to see what's going to go on, but don't use this as a definite way to repair your own. I'm winging it here. I found some directions online that kind of follow a disassemble kind of procedure, but this would be the first power tool I ever repaired. So you can come along and watch me try to fix it, but I'm not really an expert here on this. So, okay, I have a little tray thing with little compartments. I'm going to put the screws in order as I take them out of stuff, so if I go backwards I can reassemble it with the right screws. I also grabbed a pen and paper to write some notes down. I have my phone with the directions, so let's get started. This is going to not be a super polished video, but it's because I really need to get this fixed and moved on with the main project. They say the first thing to do is remove the motor brushes. Oh, screwdriver fits perfectly. And I want to remember which side they come in and what side is up, so I'm going to grab something to mark those. Just drew a little A and an up arrow. Nice big brass bushing holders. Okay, we got to take the plunge spring off. It's this right here. Holy Christ! Well, there's the plunge spring. Okay, went across the shop, found that cap. The directions are saying to make sure I'm at the top of my travel, but that's part of the problem is I'm having a hard time getting to the top of my travel. I can't do it with this adjustment at all. So I'm going up with, and this might be part of the problem, I'm not getting any, I'm getting height adjustment in the down position, but not really well, so it's up as far as I can go. It says I have to remove this snap ring. It doesn't have the normal holes a snap ring pliers would have, but I'm also going to put on some safety glasses. So I'm having a hard time getting past this step because this knob here is what's giving me the issue, and I have to turn it to get it to come completely out. But it's jammed. It's moving. Okay, the knob also popped back into place and I can push it again. I wasn't able to do that before. I'm going to continue to take it apart. I want to see what's going on with the mechanism in here. It's probably a plastic gear, and I should probably figure out if I stripped it or what the deal is. Maybe I can get a part for it. I have to remove the fine adjustment knob. Because we're going to have to separate the body and the motor. That's why I had to take the brushes out. I do have an exploded parts diagram too, so if I'm not quite sure where these pieces go, I can use that to get them in the right order. Okay. Remove the metal T. This is the above the height and the fine-tune adjustment. So now I can get to these. And what I'm going to do too, if I can manage to do it, well, washer fell from somewhere. Put that up there, mystery washer. Motor spins real freely without the brushes. I'm not sure if this is all plastic or metal. I'm thinking it's plastic. It's a little hard to tell. So I'm just going to take out all 4 of these screws. It says make sure this is to its full extension and lock it. Battery died, but I was able to get this apart. I had to pry it a little with a screwdriver. Now I'm just going to try to take it straight off. There's a spring in there they don't want you to bend. I believe that's it there. Okay, there's the armature. I guess that's the armature. I don't know. Or is that the armature? Oh well, anyway, I have found the problem. This entire assembly here is busted. There's a little retaining clip right here in the bottom. The worm gear is metal. These are metal, probably powdered metal, but it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you're only really moving this fast. But the shaft itself is plastic that holds the 2 metal gears, and that's where this failed. So if you're going to take the time to make metal gears, why wouldn't you make the shaft out of metal too instead of plastic? It's like, okay, I got the clip off. So these are nice. I mean, they're metal, powdered metal gears, but still metal. This is metal. But here's the shaft. I mean, I could try gluing that back together, but that ain't staying. I'm going to go ahead and take this and remove the entire plastic. Yep, it's just a piece of plastic. It's glued. It's glued together. I need to replace this whole assembly. Well, there's not a whole lot I can do. The question is, can I put this back together and run it? And the answer is probably yeah. I'll lose all of my above the table depth adjustment, And basically we'll have to adjust it manually and hope that the thing holds. And I think I'm going to go ahead and look, see if I can find that part. Okay, so I went on the computer. Oh, stop dropping stuff. And it actually turns out I could get this part. They're shipping it from England. The part cost me about $6. With shipping, it was 16, 17 bucks. So it costs more to get the part here than it is for the actual part. For 17 bucks, I've fixed my router. I'm not one for throwing stuff out. I think we're way too disposable in this world. So it's good to see that not only can I fix it, but that there was an exploding diagram, so I could tell what parts are which. Everything was labeled, and I could get pretty much every part for this. Brushes, the armature, gears, everything I could go ahead and buy. So for 17 bucks, I saved this. Obviously, it's going to take some time to get here, so I think we'll come back to this. But I'm also in the middle of a project, and I need a router. So I could use my dad's router, which is much smaller. But I think this router is still usable. I just don't have any plunge height adjustment that isn't manual. Like I'll literally have to push it and lock it like you would most things. I'll lose the above the table height adjustment until I get this part in. But the router itself is still sound. So I'm going to leave all that stuff out, and then I'm going to go ahead and reassemble it, see about using it. If I don't feel comfortable at that point, I'll use the other router. Yeah, I'm glad we can fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. You don't really need to see that. Next time you hear from me, I'll have the part.